Welcome to Inside the Paint. Coach Steffenbaugh, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Connor.
And Coach, you've had a very solid season, 26-2 overall now after beating Fayetteville Bulldogs. That was a very monstrative win. I mean, tell us about that win and how important it was.
First and foremost, I just like to thank God, man. I mean, this team, you think about last year, what I ended up with, what I had coming back. I knew I had Hayden Wood coming back. I knew I had Jackson Conley coming back, and we get some guys transferred in and worked out for us, and you know, putting this team together and how hard they've worked and how well we've blended, it has made the year really exciting and fun to coach. And you mentioned our record, 26 and what is it? 26-2. As you start coaching and you start going game to game, sometimes you lose track of how many we won, but that's because it's been fun. It's been nice to see the maturity of our team so far, and the game Tuesday just epitomized how exciting it has been for us.
And now you go into crosstown rival Springdale Bulldogs, and they're the #1 upsetter. They upset Fayetteville Bulldogs when they were the #1 in the state. Now you guys are #1 in the state again after losing that title to Fayetteville. Now you're #1 again. How does that kind of help, or how does that motivate? But at the same time, you're playing in their last game ever in that gym. What's the factors going on?
Connor, you said a lot of things there that we can't really control. Only thing we can control is what we do in this gym and practicing from 2:45 to 5 o'clock every day. So our focus and our mindset is about what we've got to do. The last game over there, that's great. I played in that gym. It's that old.
Yeah.
So I know it's got some history there. And it's great for Springdale to be able to get a new gym, and because it's time for them, I'm sure everyone else in the league is upgraded, so I know they feel like they've been left out, so I'm glad they got a new gym. But as far as our team is concerned, you know, we got to go into tomorrow night's game, focus on what we've got to do, and control what we have to control, whether it's the last game or the first game.
And then you've got some new additions, you said, on this team, Marley, Cortland Muldrew, and then your returners in Hayden Wood and Jackson Conley. I mean, the four-headed punch, the four-headed monster, if you will. I mean, how important have they been on your season?
Well, like I said, Marley, who I'd never seen play before, has probably been the biggest surprise. He was an 8th grader. He was in another district, so I really had no reason to really watch him. Didn't know anything about him. I knew what we were getting in Cortland Muldrew. I knew that from day one. I've been coaching against him for the last 2 years, and he's been hard to guard. So now he's wearing the blue and white. I knew what we were getting from them, but Marley has been really the tale of all tales. I mean, he's 6'5", he's athletic, he's long, he can shoot the three, he can hit the mid-range for the most part, but he's a good defender. He's long, ultimate alley-oop threat. So he's just been a big bonus to us. And in addition to those sophomores that came up from your old junior high, Central Junior High, who I'd like to give them a shout out for being the regional champs last night. But just to get those 2 guys into our program, and then our junior high guys, you know, the Tavon Bledsoe, the Jabari Washington, those guys have come in and did a really good job. And we just put a really good team together that has just enjoyed playing with each other. And they defend at the right time. We got good balanced scoring, like you just mentioned earlier. We had 4 guys in double figures. So anytime you can get that out of your starting rotation, you know, hopefully you're on for a good night.
And then you go into playoffs with a very stacked 6A. I mean, you've got Bryant, North Little Rock, Central. And then on the west side, you've got Fayetteville, U, and Springdale. So a top 6 that is very, very solid going in. I mean, how do you look forward to that?
Well, again, you know, we know what we're at as far as we're the #1 seed. So we've got a bye going into next week's state tournament. We know we don't have to play till Thursday, so we got that, you know, figured out when our game is. We don't know who we're going to play. It's either going to be Jonesboro, it's either going to be Bentonville. We can't really look at ahead Bryant's, North Little Rocks, and Central. We know how good they are. We've already played 2 of those 3, so we know they're going to bring what they brought when we played against them. And our focus is the game tomorrow night against Springdale, and then get ready for our first round game, which will be next Thursday at 5:30.
And Coach, now we get to do something that we normally don't get to do. We get to have a little bit of fun in an interview. So, Coach, who is your greatest of all time in men's basketball?
What? You gonna ask me that question?
Yeah,
There's
come
no
on.
doubt. Michael Jordan
No
is
doubt.
the greatest of all
Bet
time.
you've debated with your players on that one.
Well, they're young. They really don't get to see Michael other than his tape recordings, films.
Yeah.
they never got to see him actually when he was actually playing, they would understand the love and appreciation Michael Jordan brought to the game of basketball, and they would understand why he's the GOAT if they would have got to see him through his whole career, because he was a special talent.
Yeah, and if you had to pick a job other than coach, every coach kind of has a backup plan. What's your backup plan? What's your next job?
NFL football.
NFL football.
If I could have played NFL football and be able to play on Sundays, because really that's the biggest sport. I mean, when Super Bowl, there's nothing bigger. The NFL playoffs, there's nothing bigger.
Yep.
So if I could have had another profession that I could really play, it'd be professional football.
Yeah, and then the next question, you kind of lead me into it, maybe I know your answer now. What sport would you play other than basketball if you could?
Professional football.
Professional football.
It's contact, you get to hit, you get to run. If you're fast, it's great. If you're quick, it's a great sport. You get to catch the ball, or you get to tackle people. So, and you don't get in trouble for tackling in football. So yeah, if I could have another sport, would definitely be football.
Coach, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll send it to a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with Jeremy Price.
Thank you for supporting the Fuel and Feet program. I'm Jared Park. Without your help, this program would not be possible. I support the Springdale Athletic Foundation because they care about our student athletes.
Hi, my name is Brett Hobbs. I'm the head football coach at Springdale High School. Thank you for making an investment into the future of athletics in our community of Springdale. We support Springdale Athletic Foundation because they care about our student athletes.
The Fuel and Feed program raises money to help pay for pregame and postgame meals for kids and coaches. In addition, we raise funds to buy athletic footwear for the students to compete in. I'm Donald Tucker, Executive Director of the Springdale Athletic Foundation. Please take this time to help our students and coaches. Visit the link on the screen to donate now.
Thank you for your support.
On behalf of Springdale Schools Athletics, I want to say thank you.
During the Great Depression, nothing came easy. But with just 5 cents, an old truck, and a load of hay, John Tyson and his family found a way to deliver quality chicken to other hardworking people. Today, Tyson continues to find new ways to help put a chicken in every pot. Because people deserve farm-raised chicken of the highest quality. At Tyson, we remain committed to this simple promise: to always keep it real, to always keep it Tyson.
What's the only thing better than ordering your Whataburger favorites right on your phone? Earning free Whataburger while doing it. Download the Whataburger app to get started, just like you like it.
Coach Price, thank you so much for joining us as we've got In the Paint here in Bulldog Arena. One of the last times we'll be able to say that in this arena.
That's right, yeah.
And Coach, you played in this arena. I think of you guys as kind of the #1 upsetters because you upset Fayetteville in this arena a few nights ago. That was the #1 team in the state currently. Now you take on Har-Ber in this arena, who is now #1 in the state. How do you look to that matchup?
We definitely like to repeat that. Har-Ber's a really good team and playing as good as anybody right now. So we hope that maybe there's some magic here in playing in the last game in this arena. But we know we got to bring our A game. Really A game may not even be enough. A+ is what it'll have to be to upset Har-Ber right now.
And then there's a lot of nostalgia in this arena for you. I mean, I see the banners over there. There's 1997, and then another banner I think in 2004 that you were a coach with.
I think 14.
2014, yeah, 14. Yes, 2014. So you've been on 2 banners, and there's going to be a third one put up from last year's team that you coached.
Yeah.
I mean, what has this gym meant to you as you played in it and now you've coached in it?
Yeah, well, unfortunately, none of those were state champions. They were all 3 runner-up, which still very proud to be a part of. But we're still searching for that first state championship, hoping to do it sooner than later. But yeah, growing up in this gym, between Southwest Junior High, where my dad coached for 38 years in this gym. There's a lot of Thursday nights, Tuesday nights, Friday nights being in here, and so it's bittersweet. As the coach, we're ready to move into the new arena. So much excitement, but but the bitter part of just like you said, the nostalgia, the memories, the blood, sweat, and tears that have gone on this floor and within these walls, will forever be special to me.
And then you've got a very, very special player on your team, Isaiah Seeley.
Mm-hmm.
I know all the players are special, but Isaiah Seeley's got that D1 caliber, if you want to say it factor. What has he meant to your team through the years, and how do you think he's going to influence your season going forward?
Oh yeah, he's definitely special in the sense of his ability and then his build. He's had a great career so far, and I really think we're just kind of scratching the surface with what he's able to do. And as his body continues to change, as he continues to mentally and emotionally develop and grow, I think the final product is going to be awesome. And as far as what he's going to be able to do for us moving forward, I mean, we rely on him, for a lot of different things. His leadership is starting to impact this team in a positive way. Obviously, the stats that he contributes is huge for us, but he's our horse, and he's got to be right mentally and physically. And when he is, he leads everybody else, and he makes everybody else's job easier, including mine.
And then you've had two huge new additions to this team in Jarvis Palmer and Brylan Sims. Mm-hmm. Those two have really. Jarvis Palmer played an amazing game against Wildcats the first time out. Brylan Sims had an amazing game against Fayetteville. Mm-hmm. How have they been impactful on your team as transfers?
Yeah, they've been extremely impactful. Just what they bring to the table as far as defense and offense has been great for us. They've taken some time to get comfortable, but I think both of them are getting there. But I still think they've got a lot to show, and if we can play, obviously one more conference game, but there is the potential of 2, 3, 4 more games. So we're hoping that their growth can continue and they get more comfortable with us. But they've had some big nights for us offensively. But really, what I think they contribute the most is defending the other team's best guards, and that's usually a stat you don't see anywhere. But man, they just leave their fingerprints all over the game defensively for us.
And then you go into playoffs as the reigning state runner-up. I mean, did that put a little chip on your shoulder? I mean, what's kind of the thought process going into North Little Rock next week?
Yeah, we want to get back there, and once you get a taste of that, that's on your mind every day moving into the next season, and so there's been a lot of talk, although a lot of these guys are new to our program, and so. They haven't experienced that. We do have a few guys that were on the team last year, and I think it means a whole lot more to them because they've gone through it, they knew what it takes, and they want to get back. But just the playoffs in general, just so many things have to come together, mm-hmm. But I think the talent, I think the chemistry, I think kind of where we're at right now is as good a place as we've been. Still want to keep sharpening up some things. We know, in our state tournament, you get to the second round, you're playing a potential team that could win state.
Yes.
So there's no building up to it. You got to be ready from the jump, and I think finishing out our conference play with Har-Ber, who arguably is the best team in the state, I think that's going to be really good for us. Win or lose, it's going to prepare us for what comes next.
You'd say it's a playoff preview, basically.
Absolutely.
Okay, and now we get to have some fun.
Okay.
You never get to have fun in interviews, so I love it. Who is your greatest of all time in men's basketball?
I think that's easy. It's Michael Jordan.
There you go. Hey, some of your players might say LeBron.
Yeah, they would. We have numerous debates over that.
Yes.
And they never listen when I tell them otherwise. But it's Michael Jordan.
And if you had to do one other job other than coaching, what would it be?
All I know is the gym and being a gym rat or a coach's kid. you spend a lot of time here, so you don't get a lot of experience in other things.
I understand that pretty well.
Yeah, as you can relate, that's right. And so, I guess I think to my hobbies and what, maybe having a job in that type of field. I've always wanted to be, live in the mountains and, maybe be a ski instructor or something like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, that's something people might not know about Coach Price. I like it. And then, if you had to play any other sport other than basketball, you played basketball in high school, what would that sport be?
Oh, man. I don't know. As I get older, I'm becoming more fond of golf. But I know I probably wouldn't have had the patience for that,
Yes.
at a younger age. But I really enjoyed baseball as well growing up and enjoyed playing that. So, baseball, golf, maybe pickleball.
I was about to say pickleball.
That's
my
become
sport.
popular, yeah.
Yes.
Pickleball's fun, so
Okay.
any of those.
Thank you so much, Coach, for joining us, and we're going to send it to the game coverage now, but thank you so much.
All right, thank you.